Yo, this is Nev Lapwood, snowboardaddiction.com. This vid is all about the physics of advanced spinning. It's designed for you riders who want to spin 3s, 5s, 7s, and beyond. Before you get into this lesson, make sure you check out our intro to jumping, which will give you a solid foundation for getting air, and the 180's and 360's vids, which will introduce you to spinning. You should comfortably be able to do all 4 180's off small park jumps and 360's on side hits before applying the following techniques. There are 4 key aspects to spinning that I focus on when riding and coaching. The first key, which I consider to be the most important, is creating a platform to spin from. This explains how to use your edges to assist with spins. The second key is your setup, where and how to prepare. The third key is your release, which explains when and how to leave the lip of a jump. And the fourth one is your landing, where to spot it to help stop your rotation. This vid explains these 4 aspects in detail to help you learn key techniques for advanced spins. Speed. When you come to a jump you want to spin off, the first thing to do is a few straight airs to get the speed dialed. Watch other riders already jumping and look where they're dropping from. How many speed checks are they doing? Are they easily clearing the knuckle of the landing? Make sure you always carry enough speed to make the downwards transition of the landing. Otherwise, you'll land flat, which is not comfortable. I like to minimize speed checks so I can concentrate on the trick I want to do. Try to find a spot where you can drop relatively straight. Once you've got the speed for your straight airs, use the same speed for a spin or a tiny bit faster. Aspect 1. Platform. The first key is to create a solid platform to spin from. This refers to how you use your edges to approach a straight park jump. I consider it to be the most important aspect in mastering your spins. You always spin off an edge rather than a flat base, because an edge gives you something to grip with and push away from the snow with. Do you think it'd work better to pop off the lip using both feet, or to do an ollie off the back foot? You can do either. However, I find it more effective to pop evenly with both feet, because it means you'll be using the full length of your edge to assist with initiating the spin. Popping from the center of your board also helps to keep you more balanced. Ollieing on any spin more than 360 takes away from my balance and platform, so I usually pop off both feet for spinning 3s, 5s, and 7s. Backside is when the back of your body enters the spin first like this. Almost everybody spins backside off their toe edge. You can spin backside off your heels too, although it's much harder. Frontside is where the front of your body enters the spin first. Spinning frontside is common from either the heel edge or the toe edge. It depends on which edge you feel comfortable with and what you've practiced most. There is no right or wrong way. Most people today tend to learn frontside off the heels, and in this video we'll be showing you from the heel edge. This diagram will help explain how to create a platform. Here is the lip of the jump, and this is the landing. Here is the knuckle. Make sure you always have enough speed to easily clear the knuckle. Let's start by setting up for a backside spin. When creating a platform to spin backside, we are carving on our toe edge. Your board will be turning on the way up the lip. However, we want to leave the lip in a straight direction. So we need to do a setup turn on our heel edge, somewhere back here. If this is your drop-in point, the same point you dropped in for a straight air, drop in and do one sit-up turn on your heel edge before creating your toe side platform. The platform is happening on the way up the lip of the jump. If you do just one sit-up turn, it allows you to concentrate on what you're doing and where you're doing it. Too many speed checks and sit-up turns tend to throw off your balance and concentration. At the very last moment as you leave the lip, your board should be leaving in a straight direction. This allows you to travel straight well in the air and stomp down in the middle of the landing zone. If you go off a lip like this on an angle, you're going to fly in that direction. You'll probably end up hitting the knuckle and crashing or hurting your knees. So try to be as straight as you can as you leave the lip. Notice how my line of entry is almost exactly the same for any backside spin. With frontside off the heels, drop in from the same point. This time, do one toe side sit-up turn and transfer into a heel side platform on the way up the lip of the jump. Just as you leave the lip, your board should leave in a straight direction, which allows you to travel through the air straight to the middle of the landing. The platform I make with my heel edge is again almost exactly the same for all amounts of rotation. As you're creating the platform, you are carving, which is where you're only using your edge to turn. When carving, you lose very little speed, which is why you can use the same speed or a tiny bit more for a spin as you would for a straight air. Creating a solid platform is critical to spinning, and every good rider does it almost the same. That's why you often see this hourglass shape forming on the lip of big park jumps. Get your edge work right and you'll be able to spin better than you ever expected. Pick where you're going to drop in from. Do one sit-up turn and make a solid platform on the way up the lip, leaving in a straight direction. The second aspect is the setup. Where and how do we set up? On this diagram, the line here is the point of flat ground between the downhill run-in and the uphill lip of the jump. This point of flat ground can be called the setup point. The setup point is an approximate location of where to be completing your setup turn and transferring onto the new edge to set your platform. For a frontside spin, you're finishing up that toe side setup carve and transferring onto your heel edge. The whole way up the lip of the jump, you're holding that heel edge carve. What happens if you set up too early? Watch the line of entry on this diagram to see what happens. If you do a setup turn too far before the setup point, then your platform will also be too early, and you'll end up turning too much while leaving the lip. Two things happen here. You brush off speed when leaving the lip, and you drift off to the side of the landing. It's far more likely that you'll hit the knuckle of the landing and crash. Remember, you want that board to be leaving straight.